Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Junior Hockey Advisor. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. I don't know, since I've been involved in hockey, if there's ever been a period of time as crazy as the period of time we're dealing with right now. Um, Expansion. Well, the National Development Program coming in was big. This. Um, when the NCDC and the USPHL split off, that was big. Nowhere big as this. Those were ripple events to what we're dealing with right now. Talking about the seismic change of juniors and above. What we're seeing right now is crazy. Here's the seismic shift, and we've talked about it a little bit more, but it goes back a few years to the first major change that we started seeing, which was the transfer portal. The fact that Division I players could move from school to school without losing eligibility, which meant we saw more transient players. We saw movement and shifting mindset of players on how they looked at their hockey, and it pushed all the way back down into juniors. Oh my gosh, we got to be loyal to that college team, and whatever that college team wants, we've got to be loyal at the next level. And that all went down the path very quickly, the path of non-existence very quickly. As I think about this, and what I mean by that is, people don't think that way anymore. This used to be a seller's market. I've got a college team. You're a player. I want your goods to come to me, and I'm selling this school philosophy. It's not that way anymore. It is, the onus is on the players now. The players have the control when it comes to making the decisions for colleges. They can move around freely. So that's one thing. So put that in one pillar. There's 3 or 4, maybe more pillars of things going on at the same time here that we have to discuss. Number 2 is NIL. Now, you don't think that NIL is that big of a deal. That's the name, image, and likeness. That's where players can actually get paid now to, promote themselves, to promote their image, or to let other people promote use them in commercials, and basically make a revenue. Now, hockey does not see anywhere near the money that football, basketball see. They're talking about some of the football players now, quarterbacks, $3 million, crazy money for an 18-year-old stepping out of high school to go to a school. So what does this NIL have to do with us? Well, that created lawsuits saying, hey, look, if NCAA athletes can get paid, why are you restricting? And all of a sudden now, the NCAA is getting sued because they're restricting players that are playing in Canada, your junior levels, from coming down. So that's hence the lawsuit that we saw pushed a vote. The hockey committee got together, which is, I'm assuming it's mostly coaches and ADs. That's what it's been in the past. They vote, and all of a sudden, boom, very, very quickly, we see junior hockey now eligible for. Before I get away, I saw the other day for the first time. Tell me if you've seen this. Love to see who's on. Tell me who's in the comments and the chats. But I saw for the first time an NIL deal, a name, image, and likeness deal with a 16-year-old player, not a college player, not a junior player, but a U16 player. And it even said, congratulate so-and-so with this first NIL deal for, it was a stick company, not one of the major brands. I can't remember. I should have taken a screenshot of it. But I was like, well, that's interesting. Then after I walked away, I was like, holy smokes, hold on. Whoa, that's not interesting. That's groundbreaking. That means that now it doesn't matter if you're a mite, a squirt, and I know start getting sponsorships at earlier ages. We see this to some extent in, maybe golf and maybe tennis, where you get those really young athletes that get on some kind of deals. The Tiger Woods is that way, but that's the phenoms. This wasn't a phenom, a good tripper, not anywhere near a phenom status. So anyway, those are the three things. You've got this NIL deal, you've got the open portal, which now has created the ability for major junior players to come on down. So now what happens? NCAA comes out and says, we're going to move the amount of scholarship players, college hockey Division I, from 18. We're going to move that number to 6. So, okay, that's good. Cap the rosters at 26. So you can't carry 30. You can't carry 31. You can't be in control of that. Here's your cap number on the rosters. So there's a good and a bad there. People are worried about us losing players because of this. I'm looking at it a different way. Here's my fear. And of course, as soon as that rule came out, I think you saw right away, what was the first thing that happened? We lost a college. Boom. American International College, who's been in the last 10 years for an Atlantic college, which anybody that knows, the Atlantic used to be, it's a combination of programs that were mostly D3 programs 10, 15 years ago that moved up into the D1 ranks, ran out ships for a very, very long time, except for the two service schools. The two service schools, being Army and Air Force, they didn't have any problems getting scholarships. That's what they do. Situation, you've got this one league that start growing scholarships slowly. I think they started out with like 6 or 8 scholarships, and they went to 10. They maybe went to 13. Then they finally moved up to 18. But they did it over a long period of time. All these schools are bought in now. They're rolling the right direction. And boom, they get hit with having to take up to 26. Now, I don't think anybody says you are mandated to give 26, but you can give 26. Now, that's the way I'm reading this. I could be wrong. If you got something in writing on this, please, read it, send it to me, argue with me. Let me know. I mean, if I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong. But here's the problem. The problem with getting this scholarship, because tennis increasing their scholarships, wrestling is increasing their scholarships, women's hockey is increasing their scholarships. Every sport in NCAA, for the most part, is increasing scholarships. So now these schools are looking at this huge possibility of a budgetary increase to keep up with the Joneses. If we're going to be competitive, we got to give the same amount of scholarships as the school down the street. So if we're going to give the same amount of scholarships as the school down the street, holy smokes, that's going to add 10 million, 50 million, whatever the number is. Just for hockey alone, to make that move, if your school's a $30,000 school and you've got to add 8 scholarships, you're talking about almost $250,000. And that's if you're a $30,000 school. Imagine if you're a $50,000 school, all of a sudden that number goes up a little bit. So now you're in a situation where schools are looking at this and they're going, if we've got to take everything up, what's our most expensive sport? It's hockey. Are we really a big time hockey school? Basketball, a soccer school, a baseball school, whatever the sport is, maybe hockey's not the main sport. So now the school starts going, look, we've got several $1 million a year going out the door in hockey. If we just eliminate hockey, we don't have to worry about those 6 scholarships, nor do we have to worry about the 18 we're given. But we don't have the ice cost. We don't have the travel. We don't have all of the equipment. In every one of those categories, hockey is number one in expensive schools. The cost of the facilities, unless you're talking big time football where they've got multiple fields and huge stadiums and things like that cost a lot. We're talking about hourly cost. Hockey's very, very expensive. Travel, large distances got to be traveled. Most schools, there's only a couple that use an airplane. This is a situation where they lose more schools. That's concern number one. So the scholarship issue with the new landscape, at first you think, okay, if major juniors are coming down, and this is 4D chess, folks. I've been on the phone all week, literally all week on this, and I've talked to NHL executives who are taking a step to the side on this and saying, too many things where we step in and start vocalizing ourselves. I only talked to two different teams, two different executives and two different teams. That was the stance on both of them. So they're getting their marching orders. But remember, the NHL gives a lot of money to USA Hockey to be able to grant to they give grants to NCAA division, College Hockey Inc., the website. All these things are all intertwined. And of course, there's tons of money that go into development up into the major junior hockey. So the NHL is tied into this no matter how you look at it. And the way this is playing out is winners and losers. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Here's some things I'm hearing. Okay, first of all, let's say, and then we'll get rolling on this because we got a lot of stuff to cover. This is going to be fun, fast, and hopefully exciting for you. Interact as much as you can tonight, and let's chat a little bit. Good to see Brandon on. Thanks for saying hi. Jeff, good to come on, see you on there. Coming on from Long Island. Good to see. Oh my gosh, Vinny is on. Vinny, you're slumming it, man. Vinny with his son playing Robertson champion with Vinny. I'd like to know if Vinny got his own championship ring out of that deal or if he's just borrowing his son's, because I'm sure with that last name, Vinny, you're running around with that bling on the finger, maybe even on a gold chain on the middle of the neck there. Tell me which way you're going on that. I'm sure you got it. Richard Zimmerman comes on. Richard, longtime follower, says, so many reasons to tune in and listen to Jeff's great advice lately. Wow. Thank you. Nice to hear. All right. So we got a lot of people on. We got to a few of them there. And I didn't get to the other platforms yet. I'll try to get to those as we get rolling through. All right. So here's some things that are going on, and it's changing daily. I'm going to tell you right now, what I say is not gospel on this. I'll give you some facts. I'll give you some opinion, but this could change and change quickly across the board. What happens today in this may be old news by the end of this broadcast. Things. What are some of the things happening? All right, there's talk. Where's the pressure? Where's the flow? What's happening right now? BCHL, World of Hurt going on. BCHL is probably the league that's taken the most tags on the chin. I mean, the BCHL looks like those two women boxers. The one at the end that was just going rat-a-tat-tat last Friday when that Tyson fight was going on later. The two women, the BCHL is the one the one woman that just getting tagged in the face right now. Right now, I think they're 12 plus players the BCHL and gone mostly to the WHL, but not exclusively to the WHL. That's interesting because that's going to put a lot of pressure on a league that's no longer protected. They made a decision. They left, good or bad, because this might actually help them flow to further protect themselves. They grabbed some AL teams, brought them into the mix. But man, oh man, if you're pulling away now, some of these kids that moved up to the WHL already had commitments, but we're going to talk about that commitment list because that is so interesting. Maybe we should do that right now. So the BCHL, one league getting hit hard, talents leaving that league. At first I thought, geez, it's minimal. We're only seeing one or two kids. Then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up. All of a sudden, boom, it hit hard. And at the list, it's like it's growing and growing. I don't think we're going to see much more. I think whatever's happened for the year is happening, but it's precedence, it's damage. These teams, imagine the team your son's on right now. Imagine that team getting 3 players, 4 players, 6 players that are on the top of your roster. Boom, gone. They're there at practice on Monday, Tuesday. They just nobody's talking about them, and that's the way it's working. Just they don't exist anymore. So, all right, let's talk about this commitment list, because this is the thing that probably is the most interesting. Then we'll get back to the junior teams and how the junior teams are working. I'm going to pull up the CHO College Hockey Inc. College Hockey up for you. And I'll share with you. This is probably the interesting thing that I'm looking at right now. Okay, this is the College Hockey Inc. list, and I know it's tough to see, but all I want you to look at is you can go to College Hockey Inc. You can go to this is under the recruiting section, and then it's called College Commits, and this shows you all of the college commits that are coming in, daily, and this is kind of the place where you can go to see, exactly what's going on. For example, today's the 20th. Yesterday, there was 5 players committed yesterday on the 19th, and which is okay. No big deal there. They're coming from all over the place. But what I really, really dug into on this list as I was going through is I looked on this list and said, what is going on as far as total numbers? So go through this list yourself and look just at the month of November. That's really all, maybe go back to September. There's a couple backdated into September. I don't know how that works, because I thought that this was the first week of November when this new rule came into place. So let me give you some stats of that college commitment list. Out of major junior hockeys, Steeman to Bowling Green, Burmy to Bemidji, Cormley from the Silvertips to Alaska, Scott to BGSU from Victoria, Sloan from Tri-City to Bowling Green, Hilterbrand to Bemidji. So listen to this. This is the thing that, there are 9 commits from major juniors just in the last 10 days. 9 commits already. That means there are players that are there, or some moved up and then committed, but for the most part, it's players that are fresh commits that were on major junior teams already. That's crazy. 9. So just in the last 3 weeks, the WHL has had major junior, CHL has had 9 commits over a period of time. All is in the BCHL has had 4. Now there's others, because there's some that are coming out of the CGHL minimal. There's some U16 kids that are committing early. But those are all minimal numbers at the end of the year. The thing that you need to know is there's 9. So right now, if you go through that whole list that I just showed you, there's 20 guys HL that are committed. So that's new commitments and commitments that moved up from other leagues. We're not seeing the big hit in the USHL as bad as the BCHL as far as numbers. The BCHL, and here's why. You think, why? You're on a good BCHL team. All their kids have heard in their life, depending on what family, 10, 15 years, all they hear is how good the USHL is and how good the BCHL is. Very true. But the BCHL is still limited in what they can give you, of what they can provide you as far as, level of coaching. And why? Well, the CHL is deeper. A lot of times it's directly attached. They'll have a pro coach come out from one of the NHL teams. They're available on the coaching side. There's stipends, there's per diems. It doesn't sound like much, but you know what? If I get a per diem for meals, and I'm not sure what the WHL's per diems for meals are, But hey, I'm going on the road. The team's going to feed me and they're going to give me a per diem. That means I got a little pocket change. That means, if I want to get a chocolate shake after the game in the hotel lobby, I've got 10, $20 in my pocket to be able to roll out and get myself a chocolate shake and, maybe some protein bars or whatever I want to get. It's the little things like that. It's provided with, your, of course, most leagues give you a stick, but you're getting the top end sticks when you're playing in the CHL. You play in the NAL, you play in the USHL, you're getting a stick, whatever the stick brand is. And most likely you're getting a pretty darn good stick. But, a lot of times you're not getting the top end. You're not getting the $350 stick. You're getting the 200. It's like not much, but it is a big deal. So there's money involved there. And remember, they still give scholarships out for players that are playing inside the CHL. So part of this is maybe there's some kind of deal that can be struck with colleges with these kids that are coming down. I don't know yet what happens. What happens if I'm sitting there and I've got 3 years in the CHL? I've got $200,000 of college money, scholarship money that I can utilize, and I've committed to go to a school that is now forced to give me a scholarship. Maybe that's where I think that 18 to 26 difference, maybe there are some schools that are saying, you know what, we don't 26. We can go to 26, but we don't have to because that above our 18s, we're going to bring in CJHL guys that have got their pocket already. I'm waiting to get some straight answers on that. I can't get a straight answer on that or not, but I think that there is a couple schools fast and hard. Bemidji and Bowling Green. Bowling Green, I think, has already got 4 or 5 guys committed from the CHL. Bemidji's at 3 or 4 already committed, and they jumped in hard. You can look at that list I just showed you, and that to me, man, oh man, that could be that this augments in. Now, who are the winners on this? The winners on this long term is NCAA Division I hockey, NCAA Division III hockey, even ACHA hockey. All hockey that is, if you're going to put 5-10 kids from the CHL, from all 3 teams, there's 60 teams up there. So if 5 kids is going to be 300 kids coming from 60 teams. If you get 300 kids coming in to play NCAA Division I hockey that's good hockey. That's good hockey across the board. But what is it going to do is it's going to push down, and it's going to push down, hard. So, I'm waiting for that answer. I can't wait to hear how this is going to work, because if you're able to grab that's already got scholarship money in hand, they're eligible for NCAA Division I. They don't need a full scholarship because they're carrying their full scholarship, and you can place them onto your roster. Man, oh man, that's a win-win. All of a sudden, that's a game changer. At least that works better than what I think everybody's thinking when the sky is falling. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'm hearing that choppy audio and grainy videos. I'm hoping that's getting better. Please let me know if the part is. I can do not much from where I'm at right now. Once we get rolling, it's very, very hard, and it's very difficult to actually change. I can restart the broadcast. That's about the only thing I can do. Somebody get on, tell me if you could. The product is getting better. I sure would like to hear that and know if we're still grainy and choppy. That would be terrible, because this is a great topic tonight, and I would hate to see this be one of quote unquote grainy and choppy. So let me know, jump on and tell me. Meanwhile, Jamie says, great work. Thanks for the weekly information. A note in here from your internet connection's bad and choppy. Okay, John, I got that one. Frank's on. We haven't seen Frank. Hi, guys. Good to see you, Frank. Good to see you again. one of our long timers. And we're also seeing Sherry coming on. Good to see you, Sherry. Got the answer here. What does Vinny say about I should have ordered one? My son won't let me wear it. He said I can wear the second one. Well, they're lining themselves up for a second one if they keep going the way they're going down with the Lone Star Brahmas. Vinny's son is one of the leading. If he's not the leading scorer on the team, he's up there in both points, goals, assists, and points on the team. And he's fighting it out with Charlie Masick and a couple other players. So it's good to see that they're going to have a great year. They're already having a great year. So once again, let me know. Somebody jump on if they could and tell me how we're doing. If you've lost us or if choppy. Somebody in the house is streaming OSU games. I can guarantee you that there is not an OSU game that's ever been broadcast. Now, we watched an OSU game this week because anytime we got to, if Michigan's not on, we're going to watch OSU that somebody knocks them off. It didn't happen, though. So, all right, I tell you what, folks, hang with me. I'm going to shut down. I'm going to restart and see if change things. As far as I can see, we've got a strong signal going out, but I'll gladly do that and see if I can improve this. So